And then he comes forward to the microphone and he says, hello, who's your lady friend? And there's a tiny pause and the upper class audience titters because none of them had really heard that song before, but they knew it was funny in some sort of way. For him, it would have been normal end of the pier stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But there's just that little pause. He sings it and then the Stoics sort of are frightfully funny.
And then you're away.
And then we're away. 1, 2, 3, 4, bang.
We do hold a lot of Beatles recording, obviously, as you would expect, a lot of by John on tape, and we're now able to preserve it here and make it available to the public. And it also fits into our general collections, because we don't only hold recordings, as you would expect at the British Library. We hold manuscripts and other things. So we do hold a huge collection from Hunter Davy.
Being hit in the face by this sound.
Now, you, like me, have heard what we didn't know existed.
I didn't even know this tape existed until you told me about it the other day. It's just, and I think I had to pick myself up off the floor.
I did ask if you were sitting down.
I'm used to surprises, but some days the surprises are bigger than others, and that was
We've heard so much over the years about how incredible the Beatles were as a live group, all those years of... What's clear is the British Library is all about preserving the artefact in the best way. They're not cleaning up the tape. It isn't about audio manipulation to alter what you can hear as you might for commercial release. So John has now said his goodbye to the tape, and Caroline Engelhardt, you're here as kind of the custodian at the British Library, taking it from him. What's the world that this tape is now entering here?
them doing some of those, what we think of as BBC numbers. The Shot of Rhythm and Blues, Memphis, Tennessee.
Tell me about this. They basically are taking requests. I've never heard anything like it. A taste of honey.
Boys call out numbers from the audience, and they do them.
And I thought that was interesting what it reveals about how well known their music was, considering there was no commercial pop radio easily available. Listening to radio
To this collection of Beatle material that we hold at the National Sound Archive.
John, I get the sense that it's actually quite an emotional moment for you saying goodbye to this tape.
Yes, it is. I had no idea that the eventual location of this tape would be such an important and serious archive. It's quite extraordinary, genuinely extraordinary that this has ended up here, and I'm very grateful that everybody seems to have shown interest in it.
And I love the idea that there's a little bit of time travel now for anyone who hears this tape. They will be back in that hall in 1963 with you and a few hundred other boys.
Yes, and in relative silence. And I think that's one of the key elements about this tape. It may not be a brilliantly recorded tape, but the atmosphere in that hall was unique. I've talked to many of my people who were there, and we all walked out of that hall really astonished.
The long and winding road. You're taking requests. I've never heard anything like it.
Boys shout out, do please please me or something, and so they do please please.
The sound of the earliest almost full concert recording of the Beatles in the UK. In that programme we also heard John Bloomfield, who obviously made the recording and was listening to it with us when he played it to us.